Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm glad you're here. My name is Lynn, and I share a lot of the different crafts that I do. Well, okay, I share three main ones. For those of you who know, it is knitting, crochet, and sewing. There's other ones that I like. They're just not often featured because it's not something that I do steady. But, you know, I dabble in a lot of different crafts. Oh, goodness. Sorry about that. My back is twinging on me. So, if you're new, or if the whole Joann bankruptcy thing brought you to me, I'm glad you're here. Y'all have shown such great support for, all of us that it is appreciated. Especially right now. I'll get more into that in a minute. But if you're a long-time viewer, or long-time, it is relative because I am a fairly new channel. But thank you for sticking with me. And, I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. So I appreciate you being here. Now, I've been a little bit more fabric heavy in my content, and I will probably continue to be for the short term. And that I will explain in a minute. Well, no, I can explain it now, and yes, my hands are cold again, y'all. You would think I still smoked. As cold as my hands feel inside to me, they're not cold. They feel like they're freezing. So I thought maybe circulation thing, but I haven't smoked in 9 years, so who knows? Oh, nothing like getting a tea bag in the mouth. I did take my co-host Maya to go potty, so that might be why I'm feeling cold. So I got that handy dandy little tea to warm me up. So this is going to be kind of a chatty, talky, show a little makes kind of thing. There is some yarnage. I'm sorry, I'm being silly. There is some yarn things that I'm doing. I am working on my, in the knitting world, I'm working on that t-shirt. I finished the hems, and I think I'm sticking with the broken rib. I did bind off those, that hem, and I will show y'all, well, I'll show y'all that probably in the next video. Because I'm doing the I-cord the I-cord neckline, which I'm not a crazy fan of the I-cord, but and I don't know that I'm going to alter those sleeves, so I might have to revisit that thought, because I want to be done, and I want to move on to another t-shirt with a v-neck, knitted now. And one of you, I can't remember who, because there's been a lot of comments in the last few days, so if I just liked your comment, know that I read it. But it's just all blurring together in my head right now because I am exhausted. This whole bankruptcy, liquidation thing going on in our stores is just insanely busy. So, but one of you said, that Cinnamon Stitches does a lot of tutorials for t-shirts and wearables and stuff, and I know. I've been watching Jen for longer than I've had my channel, so I appreciate that. I have crocheted some tops, not very many though. I like the drape of the knitted fabric a little more on wearables. So, that's kind of where I lean to. But thank you for the suggestion, just in case I didn't know about Jennifer. She's a great lady. I enjoy her channel. Her, Llama Mama Kayla, Cozy Cottage Crochet, Hannah. I mean, there's a few of them out there. Isabella with Breathing Yarn. So there's quite a few of them that I really enjoy. And recently I got tuned in to Russ. But we'll talk about all that in a minute. All right? I told y'all that it's going to be a little chatty video, which all my videos are a little chatty because I love to talk, right? Y'all know this. So I've been making some bags. And you know how I made the Valentine's bags and I made the St. Patty's Day bags. Well, I have made some Easter bags. And when we first got this fabric, I've had this fabric probably, it was right after Christmas we got this in, or right before Christmas. I think it was right at Christmas that we got the spring fabric in. We just didn't put it out yet. And as soon as they put it out, I got a yard of each one of these particular fabrics because I knew that I wanted to make the bags. Now, it's the day that I picked these out is the same day I picked out my Valentine's and St. Patty's Day. Did I say I was tired? I'm exhausted. So if I get my words mumbled up, I am sorry. But anyway, this little guy, I really enjoyed doing these bags. But the biggest part that I'm celebrating most of the time, it's being able to get these things off of Amazon that match. I mean, this one is not an exact tone match, but it's very close. Now, I did 3 bags. I did this one, and I did put a white, it's a patterned white, but I did put a white liner in all of them. And they're all, I put that interfacing in all of them. I'm going to save my favorite one for last. Anyway, it's not that I love these, okay? Both of these. I love them. Don't get me wrong. But the one that just I want to keep, which I won't, but the one I want to keep is last. So, all right. I'm going to show y'all a little closer on that one. The checkerboard, it's got the bunnies, the flowers, the carrots, and all the fun stuff. And then I like that color play. And then this one has puppy dog feet and eggs and butts. But look at that. Look at that blue. Oops. Look at that blue. I love that tonal blue on the bottom. It just makes me think of the sky with a little bit of clouds faintly in there, but not really distinct clouds, just like the whiteness of them, the hint of the clouds. And that one's got the white liner too. And again, the drawstrings, man. I told my husband, it is amazing how close these drawstrings get to what I need them to be. All right, so this one's my favorite. This is just eggs but the purple flowers on the eggs is where I got the inspiration for the matching bottom and drawstring sleeve. It's not exact, but it is so stinking pretty. I love this one. And it might just be the combination of the yellow and the purple. I love it. And for those of you who haven't been with me very long, I lost my mother about 13 years ago. And her favorite color was yellow, and mine is purple and blue. I have 2. But I would often do purple and yellow together when she was alive and say, look, Ma, this represents, you and I. Even grown. I love my mom. I really do. And Anytime I can combine our colors together, I still do it. Even if she's not here in person for me to show, I still do it. Yeah, this feels so good and warm. I'm not gonna lie, it feels so good. Okay, so I've talked about my knitting. I didn't show you, but I showed you my sewing. Now, for my crocheting, I've crocheted a couple more of those little bandanas that I was doing on Russ's live. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's talk about that live. Some of you are here from Russ's channel, and I'm glad to have you here. I had such a ball. I was nervous, and I even told him I was as nervous as a kitten in a room full of rockers. Because I had never done a live. I was so stinking nervous. I don't know why I was nervous, because it's not that much different than talking to you here. It's in a way it's better, because I get to interact with you, and you we get to have a back and forth for the most part. Now, Russ and I was talking a lot to each other and then reading the chat. We probably should have been reading the chat a lot more, and I'm sorry for that. I think it's the replay. I think is up on Russ's channel if you want to go watch it. It's Raining Yarn, and Russ is great. He was telling me that too often other podcasters don't help the smaller channels, and we need to do what we can to support each other, and I agree with that. In fact, I have a collaboration with another 2 channels. I will tell y'all all about that when I get some more details on that. She's emailed me. We've exchanged a couple emails, and I have to come up with an idea, so I don't really want to move forward on announcing it yet until I have a little bit better idea. The collaboration won't happen until October, I believe. So we have some time. But back to Russ and the live on It's Raining Yarn. It was so much fun. I didn't think I was gonna. I wasn't worried about. Well, let me get my thought out. I was nervous that people who weren't familiar with my channel would think I talk too much, because I kind of was running over top of Russ sometimes, not intending to, but he told me to tell him to hold on, but I didn't want to keep interrupting him. Inevitably I did, because I would read a comment and I would just tell Russ, hey, so and so said this, and but I enjoyed it. And I was crocheting on those bandanas during that live, so I've done them, but I've showed y'all that on the last video, so I didn't feel like I needed to show you again. But I'm working on those, because that is stock that I put on my website along with my bags. So it's always I'm always creating more with the main intention of keeping my hands busy and keeping me sane. The side benefit is I get to offer it up on my website for sale, and possibly make a couple dollars to support the channel, and which by supporting the channel I mean buying more yarn, buying more fabric, patterns if I need to. So that's what I mean about supporting my channel. You're supporting my channel just by watching my videos. I do have the Buy Me a Coffee, so if you wanted to support me on that, you could do that. I'm not asking for money. I'm just saying if you wanted to, I'd love it. But you don't have to. And when I sell something on the website, that money goes right back into, because I've not started paying myself from my website like a wage, because for one, it's very new and I need to get my sales up. So if y'all know anybody looking for, well, y'all are all crocheters. Most of y'all are crocheters and knitters. So you might not send them to my website for that stuff. But hey, I have project bags. So, send them my way if you feel inclined. But my making has a two-sided effect. It's the therapy that I need, and it helps. Making it and selling it helps buy more to make more, because I'm always going to make. I'm always going to create stuff, and yeah. So I had a ball with these. All right. And I also made me a list, which I thought I had my list right here. Oh, and I'm making, I'll show that. I'll show that in the next video. I was just sitting here working on it before I started recording. And I was actually watching Jennifer's latest episode, so. Because I like to, I do sew when I'm watching everybody's channels, but I have to have it really loud on my laptop right here. I don't really look at it a lot. I listen more than I look because I'm sewing, and it's almost as fun as sitting in my living room in my recliner, knitting or crocheting, watching my podcasters. So, ooh. Okay, apparently I moved a little bit wrong on that one. Speaking of the recliner, I might have to go sit in it. I spent the last 2 days working, and this is where we're going to chitty chat. I spent the last 2 days working, and when I say I'm exhausted, I wouldn't have figured that I would be exhausted after 2 days, and that hurts my back, so I'm going to scooch down a little bit. After just 2 days of working. But I'm not going to lie. I am more tired right now, and I'm going to just go ahead and crochet a bit while we're talking, because I have one more thing to show y'all after my chitty chat piece, that bits. Whoa, can't talk. So, I worked, put this down here. I worked 50 to 60 hours around Christmas time, a week, for a few weeks actually. And I am more tired now than I was during that time, because everybody's swarming into the store since we're closing, and most of the customers that come in or that have been in the last 2 days, in my opinion, have been mostly pleasant. You also have some that are being very rude and acting like vultures, and that tires you out, yes, but it's more the sheer volume of people, the sheer volume of customers you're trying to help, and the volume of the questions. Because, listen, if we knew these answers, we would have them posted on the walls. We'd have them posted everywhere so you wouldn't have to ask, or it would be common knowledge. But when are we closing? Don't know. When are the discounts gonna? What's the dates on the discount changes? Don't know. So, and then you have customers who are angry at you because they didn't know that Joann was closing, and they have the fear of missing out on something that they didn't know in time. I can't tell you how many times I had to say, look, we just found out 2 days ago. Or we just found out yesterday, you know. And it's amazing to me that they could be angry with me or with my coworkers, you know. We have no control over any of this. Any of it. And I'm not telling y'all this to get sympathy, because, you know, y'all support has been phenomenal. So I'm not looking for sympathy. Just, I want to tell y'all about it because it blows my mind. And my boss even told me, she's like, I know you only want to work a couple days a week. Because I had to tell her at Christmas time, and, you know, those of you who have been here since then, you know, I've told y'all, I had to tell her that I couldn't work those crazy hours because I had to maintain a healthy work-life balance, you know, because I am so driven in my work that I will work constantly. I will work 7 days a week if you let me. And that's not healthy. It's not healthy for me. It's not healthy for my family. And you can burn out really, really, really fast. So I told her after Christmas, when things slowed back down, I only wanted to work 2 days a week. So she's been great about it. She's like, you know, I don't mind scheduling you like that, but if I do need you, like on the cut counter, could you do a third day if and when I needed you? I said, sure. You know, as long as it's not an all the time thing, I don't mind, you know. Well, look at what happened less than 3 weeks after Christmas. You know, they filed bankruptcy. So that changed everything anyway. But she told me yesterday at work, she's like, I know you only like to work a couple days a week, but, you know, they've ramped up the ship from store, so I could use, you know, you on extra days if you want the hours. And I don't know that I can do that. I love my manager. She's a great woman, and I respond well to her, and I want to work hard for her, and so we all can you know, do better. But this is not a healthy environment right now where we're at in this liquidation closure. And I don't think that it would be healthy for me mentally to exhaust myself and any more than my minimum requires. And it's so weird for me to talk about doing minimum because that's not who I am. But it's so emotionally draining. And physically, my back is killing me right now because not only was I doing the ship from store orders, which we have no clue when that's going to end. She said that there was like 8,000 existing orders in the system. So I don't know if they're going to let us fill all of those and then stop them. I don't know. And trying to get answers, which she's on a conference call this morning. So I asked her, reach out to me after you get off your conference call. So she'll probably be calling me shortly, unless she already is, and I don't know because I'm recording. Oops. But, you know, who knows what is trickling down to her? You know, it's just, who knows? Who knows if they're going to outline the entire plan and the timetable, or, I mean, because they could change their mind on the entire thing and say, tomorrow, say, okay, we have 1 week. Drop the prices and get rid of everything. We don't know what's coming. So, I'm just sitting here waiting to see if I can continue with the minimum. Because I mean, I'm exhausted. I told y'all that. And I keep repeating it because I think I might have to go lay down and take me a nap today, or after I finish filming this. Well, I might have to wait for her to call me because I would hate to take a nap. I mean, y'all, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock. And I need a nap. But I've been up. I didn't go to sleep till after midnight. Shocking, I know. But, well, okay, let me revise that. I might have napped a little bit while me and my husband were watching the new show, Watson. Might have napped a little bit. So I had to rewatch it this morning. But I woke back up at 3:30 and couldn't go back to sleep. So I laid in bed till about 4:30. And I was like, you know what? No. My legs started cramping up. My back was hurting. So I was like, I need to get up. I need to get moving. Let's see if I can get my back and my legs to behave. And they're not. Well, the legs aren't cramping anymore, but the back still hurts. So I might just take me a little a nap and see if I can't revive my cheerful. Well, I'm cheerful and upbeat, so I don't have to revive that, but I still feel like that level of fatigue that, only a good little nap will do. But it's very hard for me to nap because my brain won't shut off unless I'm dog tired, which usually by 8 o'clock I'm ready. I'm done. But my son, my daughter-in-law, well, both sons, and my daughter-in-law and my grandson was, they were eating with us last night. Well, the boys brought home Jersey Mike's. I was like, yes, thank you, because I cannot cook. I'm done. Lynn is done. So, it was a nice little impromptu family time. Me and my, and I think this might be what's hurting my back more than working. My grandson wanted to play Minecraft. He's 4, y'all. I don't like him playing the games that much. So I told him, I was like, no. He's like, well, I want to do something funner. And I said, you want to do something more fun? Okay. You want to go outside? No. I said, do you want to go outside and kick the balls around? And he was all for that. And his mama said, yeah, me, you, and Grandma can go outside. And we had a ball. We actually literally had 3 balls. And, there was a whole lot of moving around and kicking. And, yeah, so that might have attributed to my back more than work yesterday. But my back was hurting before I left. Or when I left work. And it could be some of the fabric that I bought. But hey, I was cutting fabric all day for orders, for customers, in-store customers, because there was almost always a line at the cut counter. And Miss Germaine, poor thing, she was having to try to do it by herself. And we were calling my manager to come help her at first. But then my manager was being called to the register to help them, because there was 2 ladies on the register, and then my manager would help out. Technically, there was 1 on the register, and one of the other ladies would help, and then my manager would step in and help. So she's like, Lynn, can you please, I know the SFS orders aren't going to be getting out very fast with you having to work the cut counter, but can you please help Miss Germaine? And y'all, I said, yeah, I got it. It took me 3 hours to do 16 orders on the SFS side. Not on the cut counter part. Because it's just never ending. And there was a lot of full buggies of bolts of cloth. And I can't say nothing. I bought 10. And no, the sale is not great. Okay. But I did buy 10 yards of 10 different fabrics. No, I mean, I bought a yard of 10 different colors. But I bought the 108 inch width, the quilt backing, and they're $10 a yard. Which right now the sale is 20% off, so it's like $8 a yard. So I mean, I'm guilty of it too, and it's not. Which my manager was tripping. She's like, "Wow, why are all these people panic buying?" Sweetness, it ain't panic buying. They're stocking up. It can't be panic buying when we already know we're closing. Now, my hope is that, which I did ask my manager this directly. I said, are we still going to get stock trucks delivered? And she said, as far as she knows, that we are still going to get stock delivered to our store. So I don't think there's a real fear. I mean, there is a real fear of us not having, what a customer wants if they wait for the prices to go down. So they're willing to pay the price that, with the 20% off. And, like I said, I can't blame them. I can't blame them a bit. So, yeah. In the theme of my Easter bags, right? I want to show y'all something. I made this back in 2016. It's been a long time. I didn't really make it for a certain reason or for a certain person. I just made it because it was cute. Look at this bunny. Isn't she pretty? She was my first true amigurumi. And I haven't done a whole lot since. And this is made, I'm sorry, I have a little bitty piece of lint or something on her little dress. But I made this with acrylic yarn. I'm sorry. But I think she is just too precious. And I've had her in a bag up in my wardrobe so that she doesn't get all dirty and dusty and nasty. And I think she's so adorable. I'll put the pattern for this down below. It's a free pattern on Amigurumi Today. And I made a couple little alterations. Not many, but I can't tell you now what it was. I do remember I made some alterations, and which was really, really brave because I had not done very many amigurumi at that point. I think I'd done not true amigurumi. I made cat balls and stuff like that. But this little girl, she was so fun to make. And the dress is removable. I made the dress separate and put it... Now it looks like she's got vegetable matter on her, like leaves and twigs, and I don't know how she got that on her. But I didn't do her little rosy cheeks like they did in the pattern, but I had a ball doing it. So like I said, I will put that in the comments below. She can sit like this, but usually she's like this. And her little head tries to fall back, but it doesn't do too bad. And I used some little pipe cleaners for her arms, so they're moldable, But I figured I was showing... Sorry. Exhausted. I figured I was showing my Easter bags, so I would show you my Easter bunny that I did way back, like, what is that, 9 years ago? Yeah, wow. 9 years ago. Girl, you're 9 years old. I have been tempted to make another one. Now, I did make a small version of this for my daughter-in-law's baby sister. She was 2, I think, at the time. No, I don't even think she was 2. She might have been. Not when I made this one, when I made hers. Because my daughter-in-law was like, oh my gosh, Patience would love a bunny like that. I was like, well, this is not a baby's bunny. Now, I did crochet the eyes. I didn't use safety eyes. I did crochet the eyes. So that if I ever did want to give it to a baby, it would be safe. But, here, have a seat, my dear. But, I'm trying to think. It might have been a year after I made this one. I made a little bitty baby version. And if I can remember, or if I can find the picture, I'll put it up here. If not, don't be mad at me. But, you know, the baby version was a lot more simple, and I didn't do the frillies on the dress. I don't even think I gave her a bow for her head on Patience's, because I knew it was going to be a baby's toy levy. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I think I need that nap. Regardless of whether my manager calls me, I just might put my phone on silent. Or leave it in here and tell my husband, you know, if it's an emergency, come get me. Otherwise, I'm going to take my nap. But I think I'm going to get off here. I'll let y'all go. I've talked enough. And if you've made it this far, thank you. Give me a like for the video so it can get out in front of more people. And if you have not clicked subscribe, please do so. If you want more content from me. It really, it doesn't, I don't think subscribing helps you one way or the other on a normal basis. But I think the more subscribers you have, the more often YouTube puts your video up in the recommended spot, along with, you know, how many likes you get and comments and all that. So, thank y'all. Y'all mean the world to me, and I mean that. But I am done for the day. I'm going to go take me a nap and see if I can't get some energy. Like we tell our grandson, you have to take a nap so you can renew your energy. And he stopped taking naps, and he still has boundless energy. So, to be 4 again. Anyway, y'all have a good day, great day, awesome day. Do something you enjoy. Make something that brings you happiness. Talk to somebody who brings you happiness. Just be blessed. Have a great one. I'll see y'all later. Bye.